There is shocking news coming from Twitter that will rock the world. The fight between Ripple and the SEC is finally over. Stuart Alderati is going to make us feel bad. Listen to this. Yes, everything is fine. There are also some other big news stories going around Twitter about Ripple and XRP. I also sent Eric Trump a message about using Bitcoin to pay off US debt. Check out what I wrote. It's my job to try, even though I think he won't answer. Thanks. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making the channel bigger. I'm so happy and filled with joy, and it's an honor to be on this trip with you to learn and grow every day. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Okay, the last T's and I's being crossed and lowered. What should be the last thing I say about the SEC versus Ripple case? This past week, the SEC agreed to drop its appeal for no reason. As of now, Ripple has decided to drop its cross appeal. Don't forget that SEC was going to drop the case. Ripple was going to keep the appeal because they wanted better terms. Ripple has gotten better terms since then, which is what led to this. The SEC is going to keep $50 million of the $125 million that they already have in escrow. This money is growing in value because it is in escrow. Now that Ripple has the balance back, the agency will also ask the court to remove the standard edition that was put in place earlier as part of the SEC's request. This is all subject to a vote by the Commission, the writing of final documents, and court processes. Thanks. Please excuse me. That's all, folks. That's all, folks. That brought me back. It's funny that 26-35, I know it brought some of you back to that. I'm most interested in people between the ages of 35 and 55. You understand what I mean? That's all, folks. Okay. To be clear, Ripple will be able to sell to institutional buyers once the SEC lifts the ban. If you're not following along, here's what this means. After the judge said that, Ripple couldn't sell escrowed XRP to banks, right? Their goal was to lower the fine from $125 million to $50 million, which they were able to do. It's great that they saved $75 million. They've already spent $150 million to fight the SEC. They are now going to lift this ban so Ripple can sell to banks. There will be some back and forth about this, and Bitcoin maximalists will say things like, oh, Ripple is just going to dump on the community again. Okay, fine. This is good for Ripple. It's good for business. It makes me happy. Please tell me what you think in the comments. Man, hit like if you're happy. I'll know you guys are really happy if this video gets like 10,000 likes. Over the past few years, dealing with and going through all of this has made my heart heavy because I have to do it every day from sunrise to sunset. There are mental and physical parts of this, for me, who also feels like a weight is being taken off. It's possible that you agree with me. If you do, please let me know. The Digital Dollar Project suggests new ways to settle disputes, using tokens to swap value, and making sure that DLTs are safe. Don't forget that quantum computers are on the way, right? We already have a problem with that because quantum computers are being used to break into our systems all the time. Bad guys can do anything, right? Everyone have our best interests at heart, and if you live in states like Russia, North Korea, or others like those, you know that life is very hard, and sometimes those people turn to cybercrime and other illegal activities because they are legal in those places. That's what we need to be worried about. So that's why the financial system and the tokenization of things like real estate, stocks, bonds, and swaps, right? All of this is being done for many reasons, but surely one of them is to keep these things safe, because if you leave them on 50-year-old technology and reverse something that can hack the system in a second, that's something we all need to be aware of and understand why crypto is a good thing so that we can be safe in the future. Okay, it says comparison of barrier and non-barrier models. The barrier model and the non-barrier model. Fun, private money tokens ask the provider to make a transfer claim. For transfers, the issuer's balance sheet does not need to be updated. The balance sheet of the issuer is only changed when the token is exchanged. It is not possible to move non-barrier tokens, claims, or accounts outside of the KYC limit. Transfers that look like regular bank transactions need to be changed on the issuer's balance sheet. Plus, a little more jazz down here. It's just keeping tools and DLT infrastructure up to date. If you want to read more, click here. Please put it on hold right now and do that. Let's keep going. This was also put out by Arath Economin. Thanks for following me on Twitter. Kindly do. Here is what Ripple sent in answer to the request from Commissioner Pierce. It uses the picture of the watchtower that we saw in the text. The speech is given by Commissioner Hester Pierce of the Crypto Task Force at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Hello, Commissioner Pierce and members of the SEC Crypto Task Force. This is Ripple's answer to Commissioner Pierce and the Crypto Task Force's request for information dated February 21, 2025, which is called, "There Must Be Some Way Out of Here." It's too hard to follow this quote from Bob Dylan's All Along the Watchtower by the next line of lyrics. not getting any better. Sadly, the Securities and Exchange Commission has always caused more misunderstanding than clarity when it comes to crypto, issuing advice that is long hard to understand and based on new rules that aren't found in the law. The goal of the Crypto Task Force is to give people in the crypto market clear, predictable, and precise criteria for figuring out whether an asset is a security or part of an investment contract, which means it is regulated by the. This method goes against that goal. Very interesting, very interesting. The Trump media also wants to start an ETF basket of crypto assets made in the United States. It's interesting to see this from any president, but especially from the world's most powerful country. Is this bullish? It doesn't get any more positive than this. You didn't have Biden buy any cryptocurrency, right? There are roadblocks after roadblocks after roadblocks. That's what it was. It's like a truck just pushed through all the obstacles and now the president wants to buy crypto. Is this a dream? Wake me up, please. Wake me up, please. Okay, you should also break this. A deal was made between Trump Media and Crypto.com to work together on a market for traded funds and exchange-traded products and American-made securities that include digital assets and Okay, this is what I said to Eric Trump. I've been trying to get the word out that Bitcoin isn't the way to help America pay off its debt. I think you'll agree with me after I show you this. Okay, as the mic hits me in the head, let's go. Eric, please pay attention. If your dad's real plan is to use Bitcoin to pay off U.S. debt, 198,000 Bitcoin are owned by the US. Today, the world owes $37 trillion. To pay it off, Bitcoin would have to reach $186 million per token. The market value is $3.92 quadrillion. You can't even come close. More than $5 to $10 trillion will be owed by the United States in the next 5 to 10 years. Bitcoin would have to be even more valuable. In 5 years, you might get a Bitcoin worth $1 million, but that won't even come close to paying off half of the US's debt. Instead, you could ask Ripple for 5 billion XRP and then put, say, the bond market on the XRP system. With that XRP, you would have $10 to $20 trillion. That might make a dent in the United States debt. Okay, then I showed him what 190,000 is, which is 190,000 Bitcoin times 1 million, $500,000. That's only 0.7% of 40 trillion or $297 billion. Now, this is what you told yourself last year if you live in the United States, right? Do you believe that the debt has reached $37 trillion? Take a look at the US debt clock. Take a look at the loan clock. Come look with me. Okay, everyone. This is a problem for everyone, no matter who they are or what state they're from, okay? And I've heard economists say that we might add another $10 trillion or even $20 trillion over the next 5 to 10 years based on what happens. Okay, that's at least $40, $50 or more trillion. I did say something about this, though. Tell me about 40 trillion, it would be 0.7%. Not even a dent can be made. You're not even paying off 1% of the US debt, and to sell that, you would have to destroy the whole Bitcoin market. Is that an answer? I mean, this is something I could figure out in 5 minutes on my computer. Putting this all together took me 5 minutes. They don't understand. This time there was another problem with XRP. I believe it only needed the NASDAQ number, but let me show you. The show is called American Sunrise. I'm not sure what station this is on, but does anyone still watch TV?